And stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United
of the United
States
States of America,
to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everybody to our 2026 organizational meeting on Board Supervisors. Marion, do the roll call. Mueller,
here.
Donner, here. McCombs,
Here.
and I would take a motion for the chair of the Board of Supervisors for 2026.
I would like to nominate Keisha Johnner as chair.
I'll support.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Donner. I'll turn it over to Keisha Donner.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim and Steve. I appreciate that. To those, just so you know that I'm not looking to be chair for long term. But it is one, I tell that to the Board of Supervisors. But I do appreciate and I'm willing, and happy to serve as chair this coming years. So. On to item number 2. The selection of a vice chair. We have a nomination for vice chair. Mr. Mueller, would you like to nominate anybody, or would you want to serve as vice chair?
Either way, but I'll nominate Steve McCombs.
I'll support that.
Mueller,
Aye.
Donner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
On to item number 3, which is to set the 2026 official regular meeting date times for the Board of Supervisor meetings. Board, we've had our meetings on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. The second and the fourth Tuesdays. Would you like to continue that, or have you heard anything from your constituents of change?
No, I think I'd like to continue what we have done in the past. It was done for all, I think all for our other board meetings we have to attend.
Yeah, I don't disagree. So have a motion to set the 2026 regular meetings for Tuesdays, the second and the fourth. But at 9 a.m.
Second.
Can you make that motion?
Oh, okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
Support.
Donner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Item number 4 is designation of the 2026 official publication source. Board, it is, we have been using Marion County Express and sorry, I tried to get to the right. Here it is. Mr. Woodhouse has reached out to us, and we have had the Express be the official publication these past, I believe, 2 or 3 years. Is that correct? Yeah, he is would like to continue to serve in that role, and I am fine with that. Does anybody have any thoughts? Not entertain a motion.
I move to continue with the Express as the official publication for Marion County.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Donner.
Item number 5 is resolution 2026, authorizing the maximum depository thresholds for the county funds. Board, if you'll note in your packet, this is in regarding our treasurer, and she is standing at the podium. Thank you, Michaela. If you want to go ahead and give us a synopsis of what this overall means, I'd be greatly appreciative.
Basically, these numbers indicate how much we can invest with each bank that's listed on our depository threshold listing. That does not mean that in Marion County we have that much money. It just issues a ceiling on how much we can invest in each bank. We are very lucky in Marion County that we have a lot of banking partners that we can work with, that are willing to work with us. Not every county even has so much as a brick and mortar bank in their county, and we have several that are, again, not only willing to work with us, but actually want our money. Not every banking institution wants to hold public funds because of all the restrictions that and reporting that is required to go along with it. And not every bank is able to. So we're really fortunate. Not a lot of movement in the depository maximums this year. We had kind of made some adjustments last year looking forward. And again, if something changes mid-year, we can always come to the board and have those maximums moved anyway.
Michaela, if you could please, obviously we see the banks, but could you further explain what that IPAIT is? IPAIT
is the, basically IPAIT is an organization that operates in the state of Iowa. They do not have a brick and mortar in Marion County, but we are allowed by Iowa code to invest with them. And we also had them added to Marion County's investment policy when I took over in 2019. At this time, we don't have a lot of money stored there. We have a small account that we kind of keep a foothold in that door. There are times, and IPAIT, all they do is handle Iowa public funds. So schools, cities, counties, townships, those are the entities that are able to invest with IPAIT. So there have been times in the past when IPAIT has come to the table with better investment rates than what our local banks have. So there have been times when we've shifted some extra money there. There are some counties that keep all of their money with IPAIT. I've chosen not to do that. I prefer to, whenever it is in the best interest of Marion County, to put our money with our local institutions as often as possible.
Where are they physically located?
Oh, that I don't know.
Well, I would like to say that I know that Michaela does an excellent job making sure that the county is getting the best interest. And so I'm grateful for that, Michaela, because as you know, that's not always easy to be able to it's a lot of research, making sure it's safe. Yep. And so
it's a lot of relationship building.
Yep. No, and so I'm grateful for that. So but interest rate has been well the last few years, so that's been helpful. So I have no issues with this.
If I could chime in just on that too, just to make a comment, I'd like to really try to focus on local brick and mortar banks as our primary source or primary location for investing. As a former businessman, I also always look very diligently at trying to support those institutions that support us, those banks that are paying property tax, hiring employees, things within Marion County. I think I should be our primary relationship. So even if there is a slight interest advantage to go somewhere else, I still think it's in our best interest to support those that support us and pay property taxes and hire our employees. So if I could make a recommendation, I would say pick a local bank or somebody that has a brick and mortar in Marion County and use that as our primary source.
And I certainly agree with that approach, Jim. That has definitely been my approach for the last 7 years since I've been treasurer and will continue to be so.
I appreciate that. I think it just needs to be said, though, so that everybody understands that as well.
No,
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with it. Yeah.
I also would like to commend Michaela and her office on the excellent job they do.
Thank you, Steve.
All right. Entertain a motion for resolution 2026-1.
I move to approve resolution 2026-1.
I'll support.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Item number 6 is farm to market. The farm to market, it's resolution 2026-2. This is authorizing the Marion County engineer to execute the certification of completion of work and final acceptance. I'm not going to go and I'll read, but this is for the farm to market. And board, this has just been something that we have, well, I've served this resolution, and I'm not quite for sure Why do we have to always do this, Tyler? Could you further explain why we have to always do this? Execution?
Well, technically you don't have to. But it simplifies the process by authorizing me to be the signer for those projects, especially now since it's all through a digital platform to administer the projects.
Okay, so every year then we have to.
Yeah.
Alright.
There were some slight changes when they went completely digital, and it was extremely cumbersome with the previous board chair when that requirement was that they were the signer through that digital platform. So largely counties that went to this.
Okay.
And this was allowed before the digital platform, so it has been standard practice.
Board, if there's no further questions, entertain a motion for resolution 2026-2.
Move to approve resolution 2026-2.
Second.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Item number 7 is the appointment of the Marion County ADA Coordinator. Mr. Nestavee has graciously done this in the past. Are you willing to serve again?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Chris is willing to serve board, and in the past, he's taken that on with no additional pay. I think with the salary study, I'm assuming that was put in when the information was sent to Austin Peters. I'm assuming he probably listed some of that extra work, but right now, are you willing to continue to do it without the extra stipend? Okay, all right.
Appreciate what you do, Chris.
Thank you. I do think it makes sense to have it with you when it comes to facilities and when it comes to being ADA compliant. So I do know that that is very important, and so I appreciate it too. So that'll entertain a motion for Chris Nestavee to be appointed as the Marion County ADA coordinator.
I move we appoint Chris Nestavee as the ADA coordinator for Marion County.
I'll support that and say thank you to Chris for doing that.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye. Moving right along, resolution 2026-3. This is the Marion County Sheriff Deputy Officer appointments. We have the sheriff with us this morning. This is a resolution to approve the appointments of the sheriff's deputies. As you'll see, board and on those listening online, that the names are listed, and it's 63-1 through 63-20. Or do you have any questions or concerns? Not, entertain a motion.
Move to approve resolution 2026-3.
Second.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
On to item number 9, which is resolution 2026-4. This is the Marion County Sheriff's Reserves Peace Officers appointments. Again, board, you'll see the list of names that are willing to serve, and we appreciate their willingness to serve to help, especially those times when extra population comes to town. So
I was just gonna echo your comments there, that it won't take very long, but just wanted to thank them. For all, just like you mentioned, Keisha, during nationals, tulip time, everything else, the number of reserves that we have, there's actually a new group going through the process right now that hopefully we're gonna have on by this summer to assist with that, but they are a great asset to the sheriff's office, and I'm very appreciative for everybody that takes the time to do it.
appreciate that. So with that, entertain a motion for resolution 2026-4.
Move to approve resolution 2026-4.
I'll support.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Item number 10 is resolution 2026-5, which is authorization of administration of the county jail. Board, Lieutenant Reed Caius has been in this position, I believe, how many years now, Sheriff?
About
Four, okay. Yeah. So Reed has done a nice job, and we're appreciative of his work there. So, do you have any questions, concerns for the sheriff? No, entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve resolution 2026-5.
I'll support.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye. Item number 11. Resolution 2026-6. This is the appointment of the sheriff's civil process server. This is, I believe this is Jennifer Wilson. Is this, or do we have? Yes, sure. Sometimes I have a hard time finding where it's listed at, but yeah, and there it is. Jennifer Wilson has served in this role board and has done a nice job. I think it only makes sense to reappoint her. So
Move to approve resolution 2026-6.
Second.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
item number 12, resolution 2026-7. This is the appointment of the sheriff's civil process servers. And so you'll see a list of names there that work within, my understanding is the jail.
Yes.
And again, they're willing to serve as the civil process servers. Any questions for it?
No, pretty standard.
Entertain a motion?
I move to approve resolution 2026-7.
I'll support.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Item number 13, resolution 2026-8. This is the appointment of authorization to sign sheriff deeds. Board, before you, is being able to, Jennifer Wilson again will be able to assist the sheriff in regarding the sheriff's deeds. So, you have any questions for the sheriff at all? Not, entertain a motion to approve resolution 2026-8.
No, again, pretty straightforward. I make a motion to approve resolution 2026-8.
And I'll support.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye. Appreciate those willing to serve in those roles. Item number 14 is appointment of the designated county representative of the federal DOT drug and alcohol testing, and set annual compensation. So board, I believe it was last year, Tyler had come before us and asked for compensation in regarding the DOT, and I believe, remind me what we stated there. Tyler, do you remember for Tammy?
First item. First stipend,
Yeah, sorry.
I believe it was 2,000.
Okay, all right. So it was $2,000. Board, I would like to further explain that I think this is done on not our this is done on a yearly basis, not on the calendar of our fiscal year, in my understanding. Is that how this is ran? So because when we started this last year, assuming it kicked in right away in January. So I have not a problem to do this till July, but furthermore, the Austin Peters group had, when reviewing their job descriptions, they had considered these extra inside their jobs, so they're getting compensated come July 1st. So I guess I don't have a problem extending it till.
No, I don't have a problem with that either, as long as it gets looked at during the salary study.
Yeah, it has been reviewed.
Tammy's willing to do that again.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I agree with that. I think with the salary surveys should wipe out all stipends going forward because they should be included in their regular positions. So the one-off add-ins is something that needs to go away in July.
it's really hard to be able to maintain all that. There was a lot of one-offs when trying to, I guess some people, when you're doing the salary study, there's a lot of things you have to remember. And I felt like it was important that we consider just looking at that within the job. So yeah, so come July 1st, they will be within their compensation, change, it is considered inside that, so. When they did the salary survey, so, okay. A lot of that said, anyways, item number 14, appointment, of the federal DOT drug and alcohol, and setting that until the 2000, well. How would we say that, 1,000, I mean, do we just say a stipend until? Through June 30. Okay. Okay. Alright. Are we good? Do we have a motion?
I make a motion with what we just said.
And I'll support that.
Mueller,
Aye.
Donner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Item number 15 is resolution 2026-9. This is the construction evaluation resolution regarding confinement feeding operations.
This is what we're required to do every year.
Yeah, this is the DNR requirement. Generally, we receive an email from a gentleman stating that he would like us to sign this, and I do think it is important that we know when the constructions of confinement and feeding operations come into the county. I think this only makes sense. So, board, I'm very supportive of knowing when this is done. So, I do encourage that we pass this resolution. So.
I make a motion for resolution 2026-9.
And I'll support.
Donner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Item number 16, board, is the 2026 Marion County Compensation Condemnation Commissioners. Thankfully, in the last 7 years, going on into my 8th year, serving of this, I don't believe we've ever had to call on them. But it is very important that we do have a list of people if we have to call on, and these people are willing to serve. As you see, board, there is some vacancies still, that if we could, like a licensed real estate broker, and I don't know, Danny Jacobs or anybody else that we're missing, maybe maybe not heard from a couple of them, so. Always,
Our process is that you, assuming you approve this slate, we prepare letters and send them out for acknowledgements, just like all other appointments. And then we'll track which ones say yes, which ones say no, to present to you again in the following year.
Okay.
We'll take the ones off that say no.
Alright. So, I am appreciative. I have reached out to a few. You'll see those that are in the red highlighted, trying to fill some vacancies, and those people are willing to serve. We do know that. But I guess if you could for us, Jake and Danny, if you give back some letters that say they no longer want to serve, so then we can continue to work on that. So we can do some appointments if we have to. In the middle of the year, I'd be grateful for that. So always be thinking about that board. It is some of those that are willing to serve, and I appreciate that sometimes we have people come to us and say, hey, I was willing to serve, as long as it doesn't take a lot of time. So these are roles that definitely somebody can serve in, so they can fill that need. So
Just for clarification, the owners of city or town property, that means within incorporated limits?
Incorporate, yes.
Okay. So the guy I spoke to won't count.
yeah, unless there's somebody that's in rural that's not responding, maybe, we'll avoid there. So yeah. So okay. Jim, do you have any questions? If not, entertain a motion for the appointments of the compensation condemnation commissioners.
I have no questions and I move to approve the list as stated.
Second.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Donner.
Resolution, item number 17 is resolution 2026-10. This is the Marion County Medical Examiners and Deputy Marion County Medical Examiners. Before you, you'll see two names. Dr. Trina Remington is willing to serve as the medical examiner, and Dr. Dale Lindsay is willing to serve as the deputy medical examiner. And I believe Board of Health is supportive of that. And so, yeah. Appreciate what they're willing to serve. That's not always an easy job, so.
I move to approve resolution 2026-10.
And I'll support.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Item number 18 is resolution 2026-11. This is the Central Iowa Regional Housing Authority appointment. So, board, this is the one where, sorry, I gotta get to listing. This is what Craig is, yeah. So, wanted to make sure before I said that, Craig Egan has served, I have reached out to Craig and spoke to him this past week. Craig is willing to continue to serve if the board wishes. And so, I think in the past I've been considered alternate, and I'm more than happy to do that. If we're fine with Craig continuing to serve.
No, I think he did a fine job. I'm willing.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So,
Me too.
all right.
Move to
so-
approve resolution 2026-11.
Okay, appointing Craig Egan.
Appointing Craig Egan. Yep. And
No,
Keisha's the alternative.
Yep. Thank you, Jim.
Second.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Resolution 2026-12, that's the Central Iowa Regional Transportation Planning Alliance CERTA appointments. Steve, you have served in this in the past. I think you've served on this. I don't know how many years.
From the beginning.
Yeah. Is that something you want to continue to?
Yeah, I'm willing to do that.
And then alternate is Tyler, so. Yeah, there's like 3 different listings on, or 4 different listings on here. This is kind of interesting, so.
So there's Steve and
Well, there's a.
Steve is the policy, I'm the alternate for policy, and then I'm the
Oh, the committee and then the.
tech committee appointee, and then
I must be
Mike will
smart.
and then Mike Rodwell will replace Jay Davis as the alternate for the tech committee.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, with that, entertain a motion for resolution 2026-12.
Move to approve resolution 2026-12.
Second.
McCombs.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Johnner.
Item number 20 is resolution 2026-13, South Central Iowa Cedar Creek Watershed Management Authority appointments.
We don't even know with this being the longer than this. Did anybody get back?
So there was a meeting back in August of 25 that I think they didn't get a hold of you, but I was unable to attend. So yes, it still exists. That's the first meeting we've had since 2022.
Yeah.
I think. So it does still exist. It's part of the regional conglomerate in the Southeast Iowa. Oh, I was gonna look this up this morning. The Southeast Iowa Regional Partnership, I think it's called, with multiple watersheds included. And there are projects being had. Last, I think in August, when I talked to them, Marion County producers, farmers had been some of the least active applicants of the other counties. So I don't know if that's an education piece or what, or what the issue is there, but there is money available for cover crops and other water quality initiatives going on right now.
Do they,
But we met once in the last few years.
so they're not initiating meetings? The watershed?
The watershed has, to my knowledge, only met once in the last couple of years.
Kind of hit and miss.
And I don't know what the outcome of that was. I've never seen any minutes from that meeting and I was unable to attend.
There's a lot of. Marion County benefit of it, it's all based on funding, and a lot of the funding goes to larger projects, like everything else.
Is there a contact person that, I mean, that, I'm assuming there's somebody that's at a regional or whatever that can, you know, that's sparking when they're having meetings. You would think that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who I reached out to a week or two ago.
Well, they let us know, but we just don't, they don't have. I mean, I guess you might, we'll just keep it on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an issue with it, you know, if you're willing to serve on it, Steve,
Yeah,
it just doesn't seem like.
Uh,
Do they request then this resolution separate?
No, in this
It's always
case,
done this.
in this case, we do this for clarification and administration. Because initially, when it first started, it was quite active and had someone that was like kind of staffing if they would. So we just continue this practice, so it's clear if it's needed again.
No further questions, I'll entertain a motion for resolution 2026-13, appointing the chief representative is Steve and alternate is Tyler. Jim, are you willing to make that motion?
Sorry, I was muted. I made it. You just couldn't hear it. Move to approve resolution 2026-13.
I'll support.
Mueller,
Aye.
Donner,
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Okay, on to item number 21. This is the assignments of various boards and commissions that are out. Well, some of these will be duplicate of what we just spoke about. Board, I know that we talked about this, I think it was last year, that I talked about. You know, I don't have a problem, and I'm just speaking to the board in general. I don't have a problem that we're on these boards for a couple years. And that's kind of why I said in the beginning, one being chair, you know, I love serving. I gonna continue to serve, but I do think it's important for the growth and for overall health of the county government that we don't have a long-term placement of whether it's the board supervisor chair or whether it's these people on boards and commissions. So I think that when we do them a couple years, then I do think that we need to rotate. I just think that's healthy when it comes to that. So with saying all that, being the chair, there is quite a bit more responsibility. There is a lot of things that you get pulled into, and time and effort. I'm willing to serve in my capacity, except for one. I would like to see if somebody is willing to serve on aging resources of Central Iowa for me. You know, whether it's the safety committee or whether it's, you know, all these, you know, when we're doing studies, all these different things, there's a lot of meetings that I'm pulled into. So if we're willing to look at doing this another year, but if somebody's willing to take on aging resources, I'd be grateful. So, but I don't know what your guys' thoughts are.
Keisha, I'll take that one.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. Is there any other boards? And then we'll get down to talking about the supervisor assignments department that we just started that last year too. So any of the board commissions, any further discussion regarding that? Do we need to continue, Jim? I'll ask you this on the Prairie Ridge subdivision. Are you still doing some with the townhomes, or
you know, I've not had much contact at all with that group, so
okay, all right.
I'll reach out to the contact and find out what the situation is with that and if we need some further activity there.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, are you willing to serve another year? But I mean,
Sure.
definitely, if we could find that out, and maybe if that's something that it's a committee that we can no longer have, that would be good.
Yep.
Okay, with that, then let's go down to the department head supervisors assignments. Again, last year, I felt that it was important that we add this. I'm hoping the department heads felt like they had be able to have some sort of first defense of communication. Also, when it comes to performance evaluations, they would have that person that would be able to sit down and do the performance evaluations. And when doing salary studies, performance evaluations are going to be imperative. So I also think that it's important that we as supervisors, when we have these 6 departments that we directly oversee, that we're meeting with them. So, for instance, I'm gonna give you an example. I meet with Tyler on a monthly basis to find out, what's the obstacles, what's things that he's looking at, just overall how he's working, because, heaven forbid, we have had an instance where we lost a department head. And it just made me think that, we need to be able to have a better understanding of when we're overseeing these departments. And when you have 3 bosses, it makes it even more difficult. And I commend you, because having 3 people that oversee you is not easy. But I felt like if you could, you have these day-to-day things that come up and you're like, hey, I just want to pick your brain. So I hope that has been helpful. I hope that maybe some insight, you guys have felt like you've grown knowledge in regarding your departments. I will say, to finish the salary study, I would like to be able to go ahead and serve with human resources. Because it is something that we need to be able to finish up. And then, as I said before, the portal is coming, and there should be communication yet this month on that. So those are important obstacles that I wanted to be able to work with Lisa on. So do you guys have any thoughts? Do you want to keep it like it is, or do you want to rotate? Do you want
let's just keep it like it is.
Okay, then maybe look at it next year for rotation?
Yep. I would agree with that.
Well, thank you for letting me ramble and go on about that and talk about it, but I
You did a good job, Brandon.
I know, blowing hot air, right? So, with that, then, we're going to approve the boards and commissions, and the representatives as is, except the change and aging resources of Central Iowa to Jim. With that,
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
Donner,
aye.
McCombs,
All right.
Mueller,
Aye.
Thank you. Item number 22 is 2026 Marion County Flood Plain Administrator. Again, this is similar. Mr. Hatch, Brian Hatch has served in this. Last year, we set the compensation, I believe, at $2,000 on him too. Again, this is one that board, I have no problem paying that until July 1st, and then that will be in the salary change.
It'll be similar to item 14.
Correct. Yep. So, do you have any further questions or concerns?
Ryan willing to do that? Yep. Okay.
Entertain a motion.
I move we approve Brian Hatch as the Marion County Floodplain Administrator with caveats of the salary study for compensation.
Ending 6/30 or June 30th.
I'll support.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Donner,
Item number 23 is the Marion County Pioneer Cemetery Commissioners. Board, this is something I'm assuming you guys receive emails regarding. They have, I don't know if they have monthly meetings or quarterly meetings. They do a good job.
They do not meet monthly, they are more active in the summer and do not really meet in the winter. And at the end of each year, they kind of organize themselves, and we pick that up from the minutes that they provide. So this is the slate, we just put the slate up there. Really, there's only one position that's vacant, and I don't, we have a recommendation.
which is not very big.
Yeah, so it's just a vacancy, but I guess we wanted to put the whole slate up here so you can see it's as recommended by the Pioneer City Utility Commission. I think they're actively looking for another member to basically recommend to you guys.
Okay, so that was a question I had is that something we as the board should find, or are they gonna try to help find and give a recommendation to, similar to what other boards and commissions do?
Ultimately, I think the Marion County ordinance that established this says the Marion County Board of Supervisors makes the appointments. This board is very active and hands-on, and oftentimes finds their own and kind of organizes themselves and communicates that, and we follow up with this. So, answer your questions, I think it's both ways. If you can find somebody, reach out to Val.
Is she chair?
Yes.
Okay, so Val's chair. Okay.
Keisha,
Yes.
with that being said, this is something, and I know you've been involved with too, and I don't know if this is something necessarily the Pioneer Cemetery Commission would bring up, but you as a board of supervisors,
Oh,
we have, through, not often, but we do have times where there's a request to bury on private property. There are counties that require, a document to be signed that is recorded with the property. Therefore, moving forward, it doesn't, become then a part of a private, a Pioneer Cemetery, another Pioneer Cemetery, in the future. So just something, food for thought, maybe some, like I said, some counties do it. I've done research on it before, so I don't know if it's something that, we don't have a lot of it, but we do have those requests. I know both environmental health and myself have done the research on it, so.
Okay, all right, thank you, appreciate that. Was there a clarification or anything, did you have?
The only thing, I misspoke just a little bit earlier, and Valerie McCoat's term was up, so that is, she's going to serve again, so she is doing a 3-year term to 28, and the other position,
Is the
they
one
don't
that,
have a name yet, so that's why it says 2028. Valerie assuming another 3-year term, the vacancy when you find someone.
okay, so board, I guess twofold, if you know of somebody that would like to serve in this, I think that it's important that we reach out to, I believe it's Valerie that's the chair, reach out to her. And suggest, and then also, I'm assuming they're gonna be working on it and they'll bring it back for us and we'll, during the year sometime, we'll fill out vacancy, okay. All right, with that, again, I appreciate them willing to serve in that role, I do think it is important. And I'm appreciative of that, so the appointments of, if you are good with this, we will be approving the appointments of the Pioneer Cemetery Commissioners. As presented.
I move we approve the appointment of the Marion County Pioneer Cemetery Commissioners as presented.
And I'll support.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Item number 24 is resolution 2026-14. Board, before us is the county mileage rate. In the past, we've always done what the federal government, and my understanding, I believe we got an email earlier this week and regarding that has been changed to, is it 72 cents?
72.5.
Yes, I think so.
Oh my goodness,
Wait.
really?
We
looked it up.
Okay,
we did not bring our documentation,
that's okay.
but yes, we sent you an email on.
Yeah, we did.
But I want to say it's last week, but that was probably.
But I guess I don't remember it being.
It went up to 2.5 cents, right?
Was
That
it 2.5?
Yeah, I just looked
remember
at, they came out with it late this year.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
I remember telling you, Jake, that I had received it, and so.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so I was gonna. It right here. I'm gonna look it up real
I
quick.
believe it's 72.5.
Yeah,
I just looked it up.
Yep, 2.5 cents up. Yep, 72 minutes. Okay. So. Yeah, Steve. Do you want to continue to stay at the federal rate, on which mileage reimbursement? And that'd be 72.5.
Where we at now?
Is that truly, isn't it gonna come down?
We thought it might come down. We appreciate you doing it at the rate and not a reduced rate, because then if people are having to track differences and type of. So I would say from administration standpoint, not something that we, but the departments and any of the employees would appreciate it at that IRS rate. It's just a lot.
I would agree with that. I move to approve resolution 2026-14 with to match the federal rate, the mileage rate of 72.5 cents per mile.
Work.
Johnner.
Aye.
McCombs.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Item number 25 is appointments 2026 Aging Resources of Central Iowa Advisory Council. Or Martha Dykstra has served in that role, and I believe that she is willing to continue to serve. I have not heard any difference, so, and I'm I mean, and when I served on Aging Resources, I never heard issues, so I'm fine with that, so. Entertain a motion to approve with you. So you said.
So moved.
I'll support.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner.
Item number 26 is resolution 2026-15. This is the precinct election officials compensation. Okay, Jake.
So we appreciate you guys considering this. This has become an annual request. There's no change from last year. Last year, there was an increase, which we appreciated, and so did your precinct election officials. After a federal election a couple of years ago, we were required to be able to provide current resolutions stating the amount that they were compensated for. So we have just decided to keep that as an ongoing practice. It's just much cleaner, and we have it available if someone asks. So you're asking that you are recommending to approve this request to pay our precinct election officials, which we rely on greatly on election day. And there's no change from last year's amount. And they have a big year coming up with at a minimum of primary and a general elections. We would appreciate your approval.
I have a question for you. Do you have a hard time in recruiting?
So recruiting of poll workers is a challenge. We always will receive people's names, recommendations. Our poll workers are actually our best resource to talk to people and give us recommendations. We also have there's forms available to sign up on our county website and through the Secretary of State's office. So it's a challenge to find 130, 40 people pending for that day, 16-hour day. Marion County, they've been fantastic, a lot. So I guess it's a challenge. We are always receiving names, and if anybody's willing or wants to, please reach out to us if they'd like to talk.
Hey, Jake, just a real quick question. Have we ever tried to validate what the rates are in other counties? Is this very similar? Are we high? Are we low? I'm kind of trying to go into that same 60th percentile that we talked about for the wages for employees. I'd like to know if we're close to what other counties are paying, or if we're paying a premium.
That's interesting. I know we are definitely within the range that is a hot topic around. We will try and look at that a little bit to see where we are. Several counties are increasing it by large amounts because of the responsibility that it takes in getting people to do it. And people aren't willing to take off work for this amount, but if they're making more, but I mean, there's some counties that are gonna ask their supervisors for like $20 an hour, that type of thing. So I don't know that we're at 60 percentile, but we'll look into that.
Yeah, if you
I
could.
appreciate that.
I was gonna
We'll
bring
report
that
back to you.
up.
That's sometime. It won't be immediate.
No.
But maybe we can put something out on the auditors affiliate. But it is a hot topic, and the trend is definitely increasing these amounts. In some counties, and there was a special election Tuesday. I mean, in Polk County. I mean, so there are a lot of them around. But it does add up too. So
It does, yeah, and that comes out of Fund 2, correct? Yep.
it is a general supplemental.
Yes. Okay.
It just seems to me like these numbers are a little bit low for the responsibility and for the value of the services that they provide.
I would agree with that. It's one of those things where it was here and, dramatic increases are difficult. So, and I appreciate the growth that there have been in the last several years. There's been a couple that, we will look into that and report back in.
I appreciate that.
Jake, I have a question. Do you have to work in the precinct that you are a resident in?
You do not.
Okay.
But if you want to vote, you need to make sure you either vote absentee or when you have to leave and go to the precinct that you live in. And you need to live in Marion County.
Appreciate that, Jake. I think, yeah, board, just approving as is, and then Jake's gonna take a day and probably review that and hopefully maybe come back to us. So, all right, entertaining motion for resolution 2026-15.
Move to approve 2026-15.
Second.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Item number 27 is resolution 2026-16, which is the Marion County credit card authorization and credit limits. Board, I don't know that there's been much change, in regarding this. This is again, is what the credit card limit is, the max limit. This is, something that, I know that these department heads or electeds, tend not to try to, go this high, but it is sometimes when there's things that come up that they have to be able to purchase, so that is why, those credit card authorization and credit limits are in place, so. If you have any questions or? I believe, Marion County Attorney's Office, Jared's has been at 30,000, but I believe that was, but when Mr. Bull was here, so.
I think that was set at that level for maybe a specific trial or something like that. Jared does not like to use his credit card, so it's.
Yeah. When you see in the claims,
Just
I don't
like-
see this being an issue, it's just,
No.
so, but yeah, so. No further questions, entertain a motion.
Move to approve resolution 2026-16.
Second,
Donner,
Aye.
McCombs,
aye.
Taylor,
Aye.
Okay, resolution 2026-17 is the Marion County Township Trustee and Clerk Compensation. Again, board, this has been set, I believe, I don't know how long it's been set at $15. Does anybody know?
So that's part of why if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So this is another request that, this is new, that we have put on, requested to put on. Spoke with Lisa about it as well. Appreciate her support. $15 is what, township clerks and trustees have been, paid, since what we think is the end of 2001, beginning of 2002. And
So can we make sure we understand, when it says $15, it's per meeting,
it's
not
not
per hour, so
does-
per meeting.
It doesn't matter if it's a 1 hour meeting or a 6 hour meeting.
Right.
If they choose, they can turn in a $15 request and now it goes through payroll. It was set at like, recent circumstances, we were looking for this and we could not find in our minutes official action of this change, and I don't remember. And that's, so looking back in payments to long-term clerks, because some of these folks have been very loyal and have done it for a long time, so it looks like it went from 12 to 15 in the end of 01 to beginning of 02, and ever since then. We just felt it important to, and the code says that it's to be set by the board of supervisors. We wanted it documented at that rate. If you guys would like to talk about changes to this structure in the future, we can absolutely talk about that, or if there's a better approach. If clerks should make a little bit more because they have more responsibility, but this is simply a request to confirm what's been paid since that long, and not every township officer even requests it. Some don't, some just do it as a duty. By code, they're only required to have 2 meetings a year. Some townships that have active cemeteries or fire departments meet much more than that. But there's a portion of the budget out of Fund 11 Rural Services that this comes from. It usually costs the county a couple $1,000s a year, I think, total. But we would like to make this an annual resolution, just so it's current and applicable, and we can point to it if anybody asks.
Board, do you have any thoughts in regarding this? I mean,
Well, I think we need to look at the compensation rate.
and again, is that something, I don't know that.
Again, it's across the board around the
Go to
state,
find that.
what they do,
If it. Cause ISAC, I mean, does ISAC do they list anything of that? I don't think so.
not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
It's every county has to do it. Some are elected, some are now appointed. There's a process that the citizens can go through to make those appointed by the board of supervisors as opposed. Some of them are per meeting rate, some of them do additional for the clerks because they carry the load a lot. And there's not a standard.
Okay, so if, let's say if we just accept us today,
Yeah,
and then, saying, I'm willing to take on calling, I mean, we're gonna just be calling the other auditors, or, because do some of them go through the auditor's
Yeah,
office
I
like
mean, I
this?
think the auditor's office tends to be the kind of central receiving point for townships. Obviously, all the departments have to deal with them in a variety of ways, but, you know, we have no authority over them. The county has little authority over townships that are elected.
Yeah.
I would appreciate us setting this today with this resolution, because that's what we've been doing, and it just documents it. Any change can change at any point, or then that would have to be communicated with the clerks. Lisa has to deal with them quite a bit now as well. And, you know, something can be out through the supervisors affiliate, auditors affiliate, HR affiliate, something to kind of see what rates are. If you'd like to see the data, there has to be information out there, everybody's doing.
Surely something, yeah.
It's a matter of a good approach.
I think that's something a better approach than just doing a knee jerk and saying. this
Yeah,
is what we think.
I would appreciate it setting it at the rate it's currently being paid,
Okay,
and then can be looked at in the future as you desire.
I find it very interesting, the county got no authority, yet we got paid.
Yeah.
and why doesn't it come out of their levies?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. My thought, this is old code, that maybe it was because there's limited public exposure to them. So maybe it was a way, you know, just a way that it's protection, you might say, or just the checks and balances maybe.
Okay, well, I do know we have some that have served a very long time, we have some that do this just like you said, to serve and oftentimes don't take pay, but, yeah, I am in support of, approving the resolution as it is today. For it, I am willing to try to reach out, see if I can find out anything, and then maybe Jake, whether they have their, what is it called?
Base camp.
Base camp, yeah. I have base camp, supervisor base camp on my phone, I can reach out, and then Jake, if you could reach out too, that would be grateful, and we can find some information. So. How's that?
Okay,
Alright, entertain a motion.
I move we approve resolution 2026-17 as is, with looking into it in the future on the compensation rate.
And I'll support that.
McCombs,
Aye.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner.
Item 29 is Knoxville Marion Memorial Hall Commissioners. Board, it was a list of names, and regarding our Memorial Hall, if you'll note, we do have a Memorial Hall in Marion County still owns the building. It's in Knoxville. The code is, we have studied the code quite often. We had several other memorial halls and now we're down to one, but, there's not a lot of, there's some gray area and whether we need to continue to keep one or not. So, but we do. And so that also means that we need to have Memorial Hall commissioners. So, looks like they do have a vacancy, but the rest are, we just need to approve today. And then, they oftentimes will try to work towards somebody, but again, since we approve them, if you guys know of somebody that has served in the past that wants to serve on the Memorial Hall Commissioner, definitely, reach out. I'm not for sure who the is. Is Dick the chair? Do we know? I'm not sure.
We're not sure, we generally point questions to Mr. Reed.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, and I do have Dick's, we do have Dick's contact information, and I'm grateful he is.
This person that the commissioner, it can be anybody within the county, doesn't have to be from Knoxville, correct?
Correct, but I'm beginning to think that they had to serve, I think. Do they like to have somebody that served in the military? Because it is.
I'm not familiar with the requirements of that. It would make sense, but I'm not familiar.
But it could be any Marion County resident.
Correct, yes. It does not have to be a Knoxville person, but I do believe, without having the code in front of us, but I do believe, if I recall, majority of people have served.
Correct.
So, yeah, so. With that, entertain a motion, that the commissioners that are set before us in Knoxville.
Move to approve the list of commissioners for the Knoxville Memorial Hall as listed.
Second.
Mueller,
Aye.
Johnner. Aye. McCombs.
Aye.
And last, item number 3. Entertained a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Support.
McCombs.
Aye.
Mueller.
Aye.
Johnner.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.